Hello, everybody. I'm here. It's Sunday. It can only mean one thing. It's champ chat time.
Yes.
Yes.
Champ chat time.
There you go.
Champ time. See, he can do it. He did it.
And I purposely didn't mention anything Blues, anything bad about Wrexham.
Yep.
I was expecting you would.
But it is blue behind you.
Yeah.
And I did change my shirt too.
Yeah. Wow. So why are we doing this show?
Well, because some jackass was running the last one, and he wasn't paying attention, and there were people in the background that wanted to get in and have a chat, and then he shut the show down before they could get in.
Mm-hmm. We have a pretty good
I won't say who it was, but
I mean, you can blame me if you like. I don't mind.
It was definitely my fault. I didn't think anybody else was coming in because nobody'd come in for so long, and then I quit checking and I screwed up. So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, well, Seki, the link is there. Come on in. We were just having a general chat. Seki, get in here. Come on in. Let's just have a general chat. I will do my only like thing. I said we're not going to make this a show. We're just going to do a show because we're having a great chat. Smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the Local Pundit. This is Champ Chat. We're just going to talk about everything. We're just kind of like it's kind of sort of like behind the scenes stuff we were just talking about. It was kind of we were having a really great chat behind the scenes with Brian Burton. We thought he was banned because he was
I've
needle.
Felt so bad for Brian.
So bad for Brian. So we're just gonna. This is like imagine you're just sitting at the pub right now, and John's team has drawn, and we've Wrexham have lost in the most shittiest way. And just sitting back there, and we're just having a good time. And Welsh Techie, who's probably in the tub right now and doesn't have the balls to come in because he doesn't want to put his his little bow tie on. So yeah, and then Brian will be in too, who's banned from the show. But yeah, that's where we're just sitting having a good chat. We thought it would be good. It'd be good for everyone to see, kind of behind the scenes show. And that's it. I'm done. I'm not presenting. I'm done over there. I'm just gonna listen.
Yeah. So there was do we remember what was Brian's question right before we decided to jump over to this?
He asked
you something.
Brian asked if the world was flat, to be honest with you. That's what he said. He literally said that. Right?
Oh, shit.
I distinctly remember something about flat and earth and something.
Flat and earth. Yeah, he was like, is the world flat? That's what he said. I think we're leading into the handball situation, John, you were talking about? Was it the handball?
No. I think what Brian was asking about was with the likes of Birmingham, Southampton, I'm guessing he meant Ipswich as well, having, shall we say, better players. How come, Wrexham, with a few good players, but not all similar quality players, better some of the parts? How are they successful? Was, I think, his question.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you want to answer this question?
Well, team spirit and longevity will go a long way. Momentum in football is huge, and you guys have had that for what, 3 years, 3 seasons now? Is it back to back?
4. I'd say 4. We just didn't get into it. Yeah, we have 4.
Yeah, but it's that thing in football, isn't it? Momentum. It's so hard to get, but it's so easy to lose it. But yeah, I mean, I think I've mentioned it so many times in the Championship over the years, watching it myself. It's one of those leagues where you go into any game against anybody. You could play bottom 6 team and you could be a top 6 team. If you've got 2 or 3 of your players on that given day, just not quite on it, if they're a 4 or 5 out of 10, and the other team are all, fair play, they're not as good as you, but if they're all 8, 9 out of 10 on that given day, you'll get beat. That's the Championship, and that is why it's so brutal and so thrilling.
We'll take the Sheffield Wednesday game today. I mean, the Wednesday game today, I mean, that was a passion game, and it didn't matter at the end because I don't think that Leicester was any better than Sheffield today.
No.
I think it just Barry Bannon stupidly got sent off, but it's just, John, I'm gonna say this, like it's not like tropes, right? It's not like tropes, like, hey, this is how the Championship is, because you're right. Like everything you're saying is correct, but like on a given day, anything can happen. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah, I think the big difference with the Championship as opposed to League One, and don't know what League Two is like, thankfully. But the biggest difference is small mistakes. In League One, you'd get away with small mistakes. You know, for instance, the Dobson foul giving away free kick. League One, you'd probably get away with that. Yeah. Championship, there's going to be a guy that's going to ping that top corner. That's the brutal truth of this league.
Not only top corner, he put it inside net.
Yeah, it was a wonderful free kick. But
he just came up. He just came up.
Yeah, I think But it's like you said though today. I mean, I think the whole Sheffield Wednesday Leicester thing, I think the whole media attention and sort of the backstory of Sheffield Wednesday of how bad everything is off the pitch, I think kind of got lost in somewhere where actually, if you looked at their starting 11 today, it was a Championship starting 11. All right, there's a few players you'd argue they're probably not quite, but 9-10 of those players are decent Championship players or have been. So it's like, it wasn't like they were fielding 11 kids, which are just going to get spanked every week. So I was surprised at how competitive the game was, but when I actually saw the team sheets, I kind of wasn't surprised in that regard. So
what's that?
Sorry,
Aaron,
I was popping something up.
You've just done that to annoy me, haven't you?
A little bit.
Go ahead, do it. Yeah,
a little bit. All right. Chuba Akpom signs with Ipswich. Is he more of a striker, John?
Winger. He's definitely not a winger. He's a striker / number 10. It's a bit weird, really, because obviously everyone knows the story. We were in for him. So was Ipswich. So was Middlesbrough. He is naturally, I believe, like a number 9, but his most productive season in his entire career was playing in the 10 role for Middlesbrough. So, yeah, where Ipswich are planning to play him, I don't think anyone really knows. But he's proven quality, isn't he? And the last time he was in the Championship, he scored 28 goals. So
29 or no? Is it 20? Yeah.
Yeah, he's back end of his 20s. Yeah. So ex-Arsenal, isn't he? So
yeah. By the way, JB65, hey, Josh and company, hi, everybody. I believe that's probably my mother-in-law. It might not be, but I'm just going to say it is at this point. Hey, anyway. So, okay, that's what they're talking about there, too. Oh, my God. Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, that was obviously there were people that were kind of making the, connecting the dots, hoping that maybe that means Broadhead out. I'm not necessarily sure that one necessarily means that Broadhead is going to get freed up. It'll help, but I don't know that I think they'll probably still want to bring in a winger.
I think they're probably going to have to sell Hutchinson because he's going to go because he was ill. Yeah, he was ill, wasn't he, on Friday nights, supposedly. So I would imagine Hutchinson will go. They will sign a replacement for him, and then maybe Broadhead will be allowed to go then. Because I think they see Broadhead as more of a wide forward rather than a centre forward.
Yeah.
Which, not to get Wrexham heavy, I don't know how he fits into the club. So what we're going to do with him, but yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's a question I've said is he's a very good player at Championship level, but I don't know where you play him if you get.
He'll play right next to Windass, right behind Big Keith. That's where he's going to play.
So you're going to drop a midfielder.
Yeah, we're going to go to double pivot. I think if you have him, you drop Doxson, you play O'Brien next to Matty James, and then you play Broadhead and Windass behind or off of Big Keith.
It's bold.
I think that's the only thing that makes sense to me, really. You know what I mean? And we did a little of that. I don't think we did it as much this game, like Saturday, but we weren't attacking as much. But we have seen it where he's been dropping, he'll even in game, in match, we'll kind of rotate into that box midfield, And I think if O'Brien's one of them that's dropping back, is the one that drops back.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, John, you said off camera before we were talking, like Parker didn't change his stripes, which, some would take that as a negative, and I don't want to stay, like I said, I don't want to stay all on Wrexham this time, but I mean, he was 4 minutes away from winning that game.
Yeah. So I mean, if playing devil's advocate here, if you want Parky to change his stripe, shall we say, the argument back from him is going to be, I was 4 minutes away from beating a parachute team that are one of the favourites to go up, playing my way. So, I mean, the proof will be in the pudding, won't it? At the end of the day, it'll be 15 games into the season will be a big, that's when you'll say, okay, is Parky ball working? Is it not?
Well, I would take this as a. Well, I think they're taking the positives, and but you're right. There's fine margins here. I know it sounds so cliche. It's fine margins. Any news on the foot? We don't know about his foot. What's his foot? Moore's foot. We have nothing. Then the whole thing about he was walking around was bullshit. So let's keep for more. We'll see. But yeah.
But following on from the point, like you say, 4 minutes away. You look at all the results this weekend. There isn't like any four. I mean, all right, yeah, you got 4-1 from Bristol. That's a bit of an odd one, but all the other games, they're really tight games, and you see a lot of last-minute goals in this league. So that's what the kind of championship is. It's very nip and tuck, and you don't tend to get too many, unless you're like a Leeds and you're 100 points and that side of things. And they'll beat teams 3-4-0. Doesn't tend to happen with the rest of the division. So it's, those small margins are so critical in games because, that is the difference between 1 and 3 points.
How did Sheffield get punched in the mouth so quickly? What the fuck?
It was a weird game, actually, because I actually thought they played quite well in the first half, but found themselves losing. Bristol City were just, every time they went, prime example was every time they got a chance, they scored. That was kind of it. I mean, the free kick by Twine was glorious, and the equaliser by Sheffield United was a fantastic goal. But they just got sucker punched, didn't they? They were 3-1 down within, was it 10 minutes of that second half or something like that?
It's like, I don't know, Aaron, you could probably read this too. Like when you're in football, it's like treading water, like keep throwing picks. Like it was just like, oh my God. Yeah. It was like, they were just treading water and they couldn't catch their breath. What's going on, Jesse? How you doing? Yeah. Like they couldn't, they were always like kind of gasping for air, I don't know. I mean,
you see, on the flip side for Sheffield United, that result was really bad because it's obviously first game of the season, home game, brand new manager, a team which lost out in the playoff final, who will have expectations of going up this season. Yeah. Irrelevant of the business they've done in the summer, their fans will expect to be the promotion hunt this season. To lose 4-1 to a side you absolutely decimated in the playoffs last season to get to the final, to have that flip round on you and just basically get pulled apart, that's not a great start for Ruben Sayers at Sheffield United. The pressure on the next couple of games in the league for him, I think, will really ramp up, where they're going to need to pull a decent performance and result out. I know they've got us in the cup on Wednesday, but the cup kind of is immaterial. But the next couple of league games, I think, are big games for them after that result.
Aaron, do we want another cup?
So do we have? Is this like? Could this be like our first our sack watch? Was this our first sack watch?
Ooh.
Like,
who is that?
Do I need to say? Do I need to get that out? This is our first sack watch
for Birmingham City. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No, I think the thing is with Sayers is he was the new ownership's pick, so they're going to stick by him. So it's. I mean, if 10, 15 games into the season they are deep down the bottom end, then it could be, but I think there'll be others on that hit list before him personally.
Oh shit!
Who's your sack watch? When does Birmingham City sack their manager? I mean, that's been.
After hearing about 5 weeks after they've lost 3 in a row, he's out of there. Gone. Tom Brady would be like, "Get this guy the fuck out of here."
What's that all about? Does Tom put pressure on you guys, you think?
No.
I think he does. I think Tom Brady's like, "Get these fucking guys out of here." This guy doesn't have a very good work ethic. That's what he's gonna say.
Well, he said that about Rooney, and he was right, wasn't he? So,
But, to be fair, he probably doesn't know who the fuck Wayne Rooney is.
I did hear an interesting one about that when in the documentary when he sort of says hello to Wayne as he walks in. I did hear. I don't know how true it is, but Rooney was 3 hours late to the training ground that day.
No shit.
What an impression to make, eh?
Wow.
Yeah.
But then again, everyone's heard plenty of stories about Rooney in Birmingham's time. Him hardly turning up for training is not a secret, I don't think.
And that's when he was manager.
Yep.
Why is that really? But
yeah.
Well, he's wow.
Well, do you not seen all the videos of him doing karaoke, having a few beers, nights of evenings of games at Plymouth and stuff like that? Yeah, it's.
Oh, wow.
I need info on this. I'm obviously
we don't need info on that.
I need the down low on what's the deal with the grannies. I need to know.
Well, he won't come on because he's in the tub, and it's like.
If you don't know it, I'm not saying it.
God damn it! I need to know what happened.
Google it, but just make sure you delete your search history afterwards. That's all I'm saying.
Does he got a fetish? Does he?
Oh,
I think you're getting closer.
Boys, he's married. He's got a family.
God damn it! No, I don't.
He's a legend at Manchester United.
Do you know the worst thing about it? He's one of the greatest footballers England have ever produced, and he's killing his reputation in a matter of sense by this consistent of trying to be a manager, because he's just not a manager. He just doesn't have it in him to be a manager. As they say, great players don't always make great managers. He just.
Well, I agree with you, because you look at Lampard, you look at Gerrard, like those are good managers. I mean, not good managers, but also to the point, like Pep wasn't a great player, right? Fucking awesome manager, best in the world, probably, right? So yeah, I think you're right. I
mean, Lampard, you could argue, is probably the slight exception, because I don't think he's a bad manager. I also don't think he's as good as a lot of people seem to think he is. I think, his name got him the Chelsea job. Is it twice?
Yeah. Twice.
Yeah, when realistically never should have got it in a million years. And he did all right with Coventry last season. But then again, I think Lampard and Coventry, this season's a big season for Lampard, because, this is his Coventry side now. There's no excuses about that. And he's got the full season to make it happen. So,
do you not like him?
No, I do and I don't. I think he's an okay manager. I just don't think he's as good as some people make out. And I don't think he's as bad as some people say either. So I'm a bit on the fence in that regard. I think he's a decent middle of the road Championship manager. I don't see the sort of the Messiah brilliant manager in him, and equally I don't see Wayne Rooney in him either.
Oh my God! Sorry, has Dabo been loaned out? $5 super chat from our boy Steve Barton.
Steve, tell us how you really feel, Steve.
Steve, come on in. Come and say hi. You haven't been on in a while. Steve, I dare you to come and say hi. I love you, brother. I want to get Steve Barton in here for the Dabo, because I'm not sold on the Dabo. Obviously, he had he had that foul in there too. But we were talking about the Kiefer Moore thing before that was a good chat. And by the way, Brian's totally just went tits up.
Well, he said he did have time limit. He may have been too late by the time he got back. I felt really bad because Brian was waiting and I didn't see him in the background. That was my fault. But we did come in. We did have a nice little chat though. But yeah. So I am deleting my search history right now, John. Thank you.
I told you needed to.
I mean, to be fair to him, 48's like, she's probably a grandma, but that's not that old. You say grandma, I'm thinking like 60s. 48's.
I think you need to search a bit more.
Don't be
Is there more?
Don't be ageist. I'm 45.
The one that I saw was 40. Yeah, it's like Josh's age.
It's not just a one-off, Aaron.
Is there more? Oh, the one I saw was a one-off.
Okay. You're going to go down that rabbit hole and never return.
God damn it. There's more? So he's a big grandma guy. Big time in the grandmas.
Ah,
dear.
Well, you know.
Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh. Aaron has been everything that Aaron says is so.
We're learning about Wayne Rooney. Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to know.
Yeah. This is Champ Chat, so we're talking about the championship. Yeah.
So, talking of championship, how many games did you see over the weekend, then, Josh?
I saw 4. I think I saw 4. Yeah.
Anyone stand out for you?
Nuts. I got to be honest. Sorry, that's my chair. The one I did watch was your game, Ipswich versus Birmingham City. Wasn't impressed with Ipswich, but I was impressed with you guys a lot. Steady, and Ipswich are okay. Bristol City, I think, had a moment. Millwall, I'll say that they do what they do. They huff and puff. I don't think they'll be there in the end, but I think Wrexham was very impressive, and I'm not saying that just I'm a Wrexham supporter, but I think I think there's some teams are still not complete, and we're going to see some results. We're like, holy shit, how'd that happen? And so we can't quite say who's going to be solid, but I will confidently say, I think Birmingham and City are going to be there or thereabouts. And I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, but I really do. Southampton, I think we're a little bit shaky, but I think they have a good depth just by watching them. And I think there's going to be a surprise in there at some point. I don't know who that's going to be yet, but I think it's yet to determine themselves. That's what I think. What about you guys?
I watched West Brom, or at least the first half of West Brom, and I thought that, I thought they looked really good. That Price for them, can't think of his name. What his first name is, Isaac Price. I thought he looked really good. He scored a goal. They look good. At least when I saw him, I'm so, like I said, I only saw some of it. God damn it, it's sad. Damn it. I mean, here, what about this? Here you go.
What the
what's this? Here.
All mine's going on Wednesday as well. So.
There you go.
Where are you going?
There you go. Okay. Anyway.
Wait, Steve Martin, $5 super chat. Thank you very much. John Merrill's lettuce of the pundit. Fuck that. It's sad. Look at all this. Yeah. Look at all this. Look at all this lettuce. Look at all that lettuce. Bullshit.
Yeah, but you know why mine is? It's no die in sight. So.
Are you going to go out? Are you going to Turkey and get it done?
No, it's too long. It's too long at the moment, so it needs to go.
Steve, I need to know, does Josh get like minus points because he dyes his? Is that why? Like, is it because he's dying at black and so he's cheating? I'm sorry. There ain't no way you don't dye your hair. Look at that beard. There's more gray in that, but there's no way that you ain't full of salt in that. The salt and pepper up top if you left it alone.
We'll do ECU. John, this is for you. ECU hair. Look at it. There you go. Look. That's it. That's the gray.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
That's it. It's there.
There we go. Plus, you can turn Aaron's head upside down and you wouldn't notice. You wouldn't. I got to get rid of this. This thing's driving me nuts. Too hot.
You know, the best thing is, after this championship season, Josh, you will be
It'll be great.
There'll be more grey on that.
You know what I haven't done? I haven't gone back and watched your reaction to the goals. I haven't done that yet. Were they good? Was it just like for them, their goals?
I threw my hat. I was silent for about 2 minutes. I threw my hat.
You know what was bad? I was sitting there because we were watching it. And of course, we're a little like Paramount's like a minute behind the actual game. I got the tweet for the first goal from Wrexham like before I saw it go in. And I looked at my phone. I was like, fuck. And I threw my phone down. And Ken's like, what? And I'm like, and then they score. You know what I mean? They score. And then the second one, I threw my phone so I tossed my phone away from me so I wouldn't see it to know if another one was coming. I didn't want to know.
Obviously, I had the game on Sky at home.
You were ahead of us, John. You were.
I was ahead of you guys by quite a bit. So obviously, I saw the equaliser come, and I was just sat there watching Josh's face, and I was just like, in a minute, he's just going to be crushed. And then there was literally that split second, when a kid just doesn't get the present they want for Christmas, and then it was just that the hat went. That was it. It was done.
It's not Nintendo. It's like a pair of socks.
It's a pair of socks. Tantrum hat gone. Can't believe it.
I literally went. I was like, here's the replay. Was like.
I wasn't as upset about the equalizer because I felt like it was coming. I wasn't so upset about it. I was like, you know what? Going down here and getting a point is not a bad result. I think that's actually I think we'd all been completely happy with that.
You know what I thought?
Then when they won it,
as soon as Dabo followed them there,
yeah,
I was like, "This is going in."
He's going. Yeah, I did too. I had that.
You have that inclination. It's like when you meet a girl or a guy or a girl, whoever the fuck you want. You meet a girl, like, damn, you connect eyes with them, like, yeah, okay, yeah. And at 6 to midnight, right there. As soon as he fouled, I'm like, this is going in.
Yeah, but isn't football a funny old thing? Because Manning, who scored the free kick, is a free kick specialist, but he's not their normal left back. And Wellington had got cramp and all that.
He just went off. Right?
He had just gone off. So it's one of those. If he hadn't got cramp, Manning never comes on to take that free kick. So that's football, also, isn't it?
John, he had just come on cold.
Yeah.
What? I think 2 minutes, Aaron?
Yeah.
But John,
yeah, it wasn't long.
And he puts it in the side net.
Oh. But he is a quality player. He's been quality at this level for a while before he moved to Southampton. I mean, they picked him up on a free transfer as well. They didn't pay a bean for him.
But he earned his salary.
Yeah. And I think the guy who scored the winner, was it Stevens?
Yeah, Stevens.
Yeah, again, free transfer.
Yeah.
So.
Any other weird things happened this weekend? And we're like, what the fuck? What else happened this weekend in the championship?
The Stoke result, that surprised me.
Why so?
Stoke won. I just didn't expect them to be. I felt like we're pulled up. I thought Stoke. Obviously, I didn't think Stoke was going to be that good this season, and I really liked what Derby had done in the window. And I really thought, let's see. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, sorry. Leap and Sarah says, hello there. How are you? And Jesse, where are you getting that information from? And Ricky, sorry, we're just having a chat. Ricky, why don't you come in and listen? Someone new in the chat. There's fucking 50 of you in here. No one wants to come and say hi to John? Come on now.
I don't bite.
Yeah, he doesn't bite. Was very impressed with Bristol City. They're very good at what they do. They were a surprise last year making the playoffs. But this year, I think they're a top 6 all year. Well, I think there was that energy there. And I asked with John, listen, you know this league better than anyone in here, for sure. I will flat out say that. But that's a first. For me, I look at that. It's like a first, it's a kickoff jitters or kickoff
Yeah, it's a bit of a perfect storm. You've got a Sheffield United side which have just sacked one of their own in Chris Wilder, legendary manager at Sheffield, and you've brought in Gerhard Struber for Bristol City. So they've probably got a lot of positivity moving forward. Sheffield United maybe feeling a bit sorry for themselves. Maybe the perfect time. The thing that was surprising was it was done at Sheffield. Had it been at Ashton Gate, I wouldn't have expected it, but it would make more sense. The fact that they've gone to Sheffield and done it on opening day is a hell of a result and a hell of a performance too.
Yeah, hell. Techie, we're just kicking tires. That's not your porn in the back, right?
No, it isn't. No, I was editing. Funny enough, I was editing for this week's pod because it's the first away day footy food review where I had a double cheeseburger, which was shit. So,
Premier
How are you
League
gonna go
well
down?
that went.
Hold on, time out. You telling me you went down to the South Coast and you got a cheeseburger?
The thing is, right? The problem is at 12:30 kickoff, there are no fish and chip shops open.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Right. So I could have got afterwards, but I was too busy kicking dogs and sailors to
and
buy
saving
fish and chips. To be brutally honest, with you.
saving kittens.
So yes, so it's a cheeseburger. So I was just editing for thank you. Yes, this is the. Do you know what, guys? Can't remember what you said about shirts, right? I was when I was looking at this when they released it, I went, ooh no, not for me.
Me too.
Ooh.
Me too.
It's a bit Reading. It's a bit QPR. It's much nicer in the flesh. Do you know what? Compared to this one, which I got the long sleeve version.
Yeah,
I actually preferred the long sleeve on that one. Compared to this one's nicer. This one's better.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
That too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Jamie agreed with me because we were there on Thursday. We were up in Wrexham on Thursday, so we all went. I bought him this shirt for his birthday because it's his birthday
Happy
next
birthday.
week. Happy birthday, Jamie! And he got it printed as well with Joey Jones and number 3 on the back, which was. And he has never had a shirt printed in his life, and he said, "You know, this is This is so nice.
Yeah,
I'm going to get it printed." So
yeah.
Definitely recommend this shirt when you get a chance, boy. Not obviously. Not
I was looking when it first came out.
Unless you're cold at night, John, you need something to start a fire. Obviously, you're not going to buy this one. So
no, going to say because it's a bit too Argentina for me. So
yeah. Oh yeah, well, there you go. Can I just say I'm gutted for you, John. You should have won that. You should have won that. Ipswich were nothing in that game. They, like you said, I think at the end they realised that they were in the poo and they had to actually try and pull some stuff out of the bag and put some pressure on. But you were soaking it up lovely. And I understand and I get it and I know what everybody's saying about letter of the law, blah, 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 blah. But it's rubbish. It grazed his fingers at best. And how are you supposed to jump up for a ball and put your arms... Exactly, you do that. You know, when you jump up, you know, if we all did it now, I'm not going to because I've got no pants on, but if we did it now, right... You know, your arms are going to be up in the air. That's how you jump. You don't jump like that, like a soldier. You jump with your arms in the air.
Well, not to mention he's what, a foot away from him? I mean, his hand's right there.
Exactly. Yeah, his balls. I'm sorry. So I was really gutted for you because you absolutely deserved the win. You were much better than they were. They looked like they just literally got. I think they come in and they thought, right, well, this is going to be easy because every single person in the entirety of the UK has put Ipswich either 1 or 2 to go up automatically. There is nobody I've seen who's not put Ipswich 1 or 2. Right, so every journalist, fans, they've all said, "Oh, Ipswich are going to walk this," and that's what they did. They went in St Andrews and they thought, "Well, we're going to walk this," and you give them a punch on the nose, and they didn't like it.
I think the funny thing from our point of view, where we were sat, was within about 3 minutes they were time wasting, taking throw-ins.
Yeah,
and we were all looking at each other in the stand, going, "Why are they time wasting in 3 minutes?" It was just but.
I think in there for you guys, brother. You were at the stadium. How was it though? Did it feel different? You got something you already knew? I don't know, maybe because it just felt like a big match. It did.
The atmosphere was big. Don't get me wrong. You could tell it was a big game. But then, I mean, yes, it was loud and it was the opening game. So, but I mean, we sold out near enough every game last season. So, it wasn't any more than normal. I just think I think the one thing that probably added to the atmosphere was that we knew it was going to be a tough game. And without wanting to sound harsh to League One, we went into those games knowing that they weren't really going to be, if we played okay, we would win. This was a game where we all went into going, we don't know what's going to happen today. They could turn up, we could play really well, and they could duff us 3-0. So no one really knew how well, and we weren't going to change how we played. That's not Davis's way. So it was kind of like we all kind of went in with a bit of nerves going, can we actually play our football against a fancied side in this division? And the answer is, yeah, we could. But
absolutely,
I would say one thing, Taki, they are dangerous going the other way. There wasn't sort of. We didn't sit comfortably at all in that game. There was like we kept saying to each other, you just sort of small interchanges. You just thought, yeah, if they get through once, they're gonna hurt us because they had that quality. Yeah, I thought overall we were the better side.
You can see that they've got the squad there. You know, they've got that nucleus of a Premier League squad, and I think for everybody, including us, when we get to play them, they're going to be exceptionally tough. Because as you say, you can't make a single mistake. Because as soon as you make a mistake and let them in, they're in. And you whatever. I just thought you stood toe to toe with them. You absolutely stood toe to toe with them, and I think that's what probably shocked them, because I think they thought you were going to be. You remember your Championship season, the season before last, where you were getting beaten by lots and lots of teams, including. Now I don't know what was your results against them in the last time you were in Championship.
Ironically, we lost 3-1 at their place after taking the lead and playing really well. And at home, we went 2-0 up against them under Wayne Rooney, playing really, really well, and ended up drawing 2-2.
So maybe that's what they're expecting. They were expecting a nervous Birmingham, who they'd seen, 18 months, 2 years previously, and they didn't get that. They've got a Chris Davis one who's been building over the last 12 months and has added even more firepower to that. And now you can stand toe to toe. And I tell you something, I will be really interested to see you play Southampton and see what happens with that. Because Southampton were nervous on Saturday. You could see it. They were absolutely bricking it. Because they were so desperate to win. They had to win because they knew that if they didn't either perform well against us or get a good result against us, the pressure would mount up, because they'd only won twice last in the Premiership.
Not perform. We gave them a little bit. It should have been. I think, John, you said it should have been a 4-2 game. 4-3, 4-4. So
there were lucky bits on both sides.
Yes.
If both teams had taken their chances, you're absolutely right. But they were they're nervous. They need a striker. They definitely need a striker, because their strike force is rubbish. They had can't remember his name. Little angry man at the front, 26, I think he was playing.
They were calling Armstrong.
Yeah, we were calling him Baldy because he had a massive ball patch. That's all we could see. He had proper angry man syndrome as well, little angry man syndrome. He was the only player really that was bothering out of everybody else.
Where happened to Bellacaccia, the German defender? Is he there? He was there, right?
No, they had that Quasi or something playing.
Yeah.
I thought he was a bit of an accident waiting to happen. I know that the commentators were talking him up, but I thought every time he came out with the ball, I thought he's going to kick this about 6 foot in front of him and lose it. He just, every time he got it.
Stop me if I'm wrong. Quasi's the guy who's come from America, right?
Yeah.
Now, I remember, Aaron, you saying a number of months ago that you watched him and you said he was rubbish.
Which one? Who are we talking about?
Quasi.
Defender.
I'm trying to think which one. Was it Quart?
I'm sure you saw him. You'd watched him in a game while he was still in America, and you said, "Well, I know he's just
no, not him. That was that's the guy that went to Derby. That was
Agumang.
That's the one that I thought was good. Yeah, I thought he was. The other one.
Injured,
just my old brain.
Yeah.
But he was. He was nothing. He was nothing. And to be honest with you, there were very few. It was the bench that won it for Southampton.
Yeah.
It really was. They brought the players they brought off the bench straight away made a massive difference. Wrexham got very comfortable. They sat further and further back, which they've got to stop doing, because you're just retreating and you're just trying to put 10 players behind the ball. It's not going to work against these teams. They will find a way through. You can build a brick wall with railings on the top and they will find a way through. You can do that in League One and get away with it most of the time. You can't do that at this level because they'll get through. So they've got to stop doing that. So they were sitting back, and Southampton were trying to get around, move it around and try and stretch it, whatever they weren't doing. As soon as the subs came on, suddenly they created space. You could see the space between the centre-backs. The Fernandez, the guy who's probably going to go to Premiership. He's float. Funny enough, I was watching him. I wasn't watching what we were doing or what they were doing. I was watching him. and he could see him floating around. He was pulling the centre backs. He was, creating this gap space between them and everything. And I'm just thinking, yeah, they're gonna get through because they're doing stuff, and they were doing more stuff on the wings, really stretching the wings, and you could see that the bench won it for them. And I knew.
30 million. John, before you answer, I just want to give a big shout out. We'll stay on this topic real quick. Steve Barton with a massive thank you very much. $20 super chat.
Thanks,
More
Steve.
out. Mullen on loan. Palmer not striking. Smith not smithing. And Rathbone and Marriott on the sidelines. We might as well fold up shop and call it a season. So said no dragon-hearted Wrexham fan ever. Let's fucking go. Steve Barton, and that's what the fuck we're saying. That's what the fuck we're saying. No fucking way. Thank you.
I wouldn't blame Smith because Smith is. You can see he's not ready. He's not match fit, and also Parky put him in to replace Moore to be a target man. Yes, he's physical, but he's not. He's not that physical to be a target man at that level, and particularly not a 30% or a 40% Smith. He really struggled. He tried hard, but he really, really struggled, and I felt sorry for him, to be honest. But. Again, the question is asked: is a 40% Smith better than a 100% Palmer?
I thought he was
watching Wimbledon, wasn't he, at the weekend versus Leighton Orient? Was he?
He's
apparently. So he
Aaron
was in the box watching.
But Aaron wants him to stay.
What's that?
Yeah.
Who do I want to stay?
You want Ollie
Palmer.
No, Ollie needs to go down to Wimbledon.
I have the text. You told me.
No, you definitely don't have that test.
Palmer lover.
Palmer's your favorite. That's your favorite player.
Palmer lover. Yeah. But listen, boys. Not obviously, John. You experienced Birmingham, and that looked amazing. I have to be honest. But you two missed out because it's a different level. It's a different level. When I think back to Aldershot and Yates and Reading and Dover. And 3 men and a dog, and you can't get a cup of tea or a pie. It's totally different. It's just brilliant to be in a proper football ground. Very similar to when I went to Birmingham last year, or when I went to Bolton, or when I went to Reading. Well, not Reading because there was about 3 men and a dog there because they were protesting, but to go to a proper football ground with 30,000 fans in there, you're not going to put a roof on it because they'll blow the roof off. It was electric, proper and good football. Good quality football. 2 teams going at it, hammer and tongs, no quarter given. Just brilliant. Just brilliant. I never want us to. I know it's not going to happen probably. And I'm wishing I never want it to happen. But having seen us go the other way, I never want us to go back to League One.
Producer Ann and I were there at Southampton. We watched Manchester United. That's it right there.
Yeah. It's a great ground. It's a great ground. It's just a bit of a peg to get to because it's about 30 minutes walk from the station. There's no real station nearby.
September 20th, 2015. That's when we were there.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, in this league, because of the level of the clubs that are now here and the level of football they're playing, there's more of that. We are absolutely, when you think about our little 9,000-seater ground, we are absolutely at the bottom of that league. I feel sorry for the fans coming to see us because they're probably going, what a shithole.
Yeah, we did.
You go. Yeah. It's like any shithole. If it's yours, you absolutely love it, and I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Apart from making it bigger, I wouldn't change it for the world. But we're going to be going some fantastic grounds. Next away game for me is Millwall. I'm so looking forward to that. I've never been to the Den. I've never been.
You'll never want to go again either, I don't.
Well, once I've done it and crossed it off, I'll do it. But I've never been to the Den. So
it's West Brom.
No, away.
No, away. It's not about away.
Home's not a problem because a season ticket. I'm fine. But
Millwall's on the 30th, August 30th. Fuck.
Yeah. That's the next away one for us. So looking forward to that. And I've already kind of planned to, I'm going to go to Norwich because, again, fantastic ground to go to.
Norwich, the 20th of September. Oh my God, Jesus, got me, John. I know you're used to this, even though you got just sent down. But this is,
It's non-stop this league. That's the thing, because you have the international breaks now forced. The fixtures get condensed, and because Sky TV screws you over. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, our game against each other at your place has been moved to the Friday.
Yeah.
What day is that?
I don't know. Is
it
November?
October, I think.
Yeah.
8 p.m. It's 8 p.m. Friday.
Yeah.
Thursday. Sorry, the third on a Friday. Yeah. Third, yeah.
But if you notice that fixture, our fixture is the last fixture before an international break. I think it is. And I don't know if you've noticed the schedule, but we both play Friday.
Yeah.
We then both have to play Tuesday, that midweek, and we both play on the Saturday. So we do Saturday, Tuesday, Friday that week.
So yeah, the 30th, Leicester, the 30th, by the way, John. We have that Friday on the 3rd, and then we're off, and then we play the 18th. Yeah, so yeah.
It's a 3-game week, but it's shortened because they've moved us to a Friday. So we both play Saturday, then Tuesday, then again on Friday. So that's a brutal one. That will test the squad.
I was going to say, and that's where John says about how important the squad is, because you need your squad when you're doing that, because Tuesday, Friday.
Yeah, you've got Leicester, haven't you, on the Tuesday night away?
Yeah,
we have Sheffield Wednesday at home that night.
Jesus
Christ. So,
you guys think we'll go into the market if Keeper's out?
Depends how long for.
Depends. Yeah, how long's he out? Depends. I don't think we have to. I think you can play Hardy or Smith up top. We'll be okay. I really think, I'll tell you what though, Kiefer Moore, I've already said it. He looked fucking incredible.
Right. So I've been amused this week to listen to Sheffield United fans saying, "Thanks very much for the money. Oh, has been blah 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 blah." I go to Wales games as well, on a regular basis, right? So what we saw on Saturday, I see it every Wales game, because that's how he plays. If he doesn't start, he will come on after 60 minutes and he will just be a botherer. That's what he does. He's renowned. Funny enough, if you watch him, he's renowned when he jumps up. He does that with his elbows. The amount of yellow cards he gets because he elbows people. He's terrible for it.
You were there. John was saying, Aaron was saying it earlier off camera. Was like that guy Edward. John, you said Edwards was. I don't want to speak for you. But Edwards was all over him, right? What were you saying?
I was saying that Edwards, you could tell, had never come up against a forward like that, because he's come from the Premier League almost, where he's just not. They don't come up against that type of forward, which is I'm not too keen on Kiefer Moore. I won't lie, never have been.
No.
But what
he's an acquired taste, certainly.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is against somebody like Southampton, I think he will be, as he was, a very good player. I think when you come up against, say, a West Brom on Saturday, they will have defenders that have come up against Kiefer Moore every week, and they'll know how to deal with him. And that's the difference. Can he? He obviously won't because of his injury, but can he continue that? I just think he had that guy on toast. I like I said, I was very surprised Southampton didn't change something, because the guy in the end, after like about 10 minutes, just decided, actually all I can do is bear hug him and foul him, which I was amazed they changed nothing. They just kept it the same.
But I've seen this of teams who play against Wales, him doing exactly the same thing. They can't handle him, so they resort then to basically just trying to hang on to his shirt and bring him down, and he'll gather fouls. And even with a rubbish ref, he will gather 3 or 4 in key places by doing that. The problem with him is when he jumps up and he does that with his elbows. If the ref's in the mode, then he keeps getting yellow carded. But I've seen this for Wales, so I'm not surprised by any of this. And it makes me laugh that all the Sheffield United players, Sheffield United fans going, yeah, he has been, blah, blah, blah. And I understand why, because he gave away that terrible pass that gave gave Sunderland the goal. So, of course, he's vilified by them. But
it's horses for courses, though, isn't it? If you get a player like Moore, you've got to play to his strengths. And that was the thing with Sheffield United. He never really fit the way that they wanted to play. And you look at all his previous moves. He's been obviously Ipswich, wasn't it, before that? Mm-hmm. And I think he had another low. No one's really, going back to his Cardiff days, probably no one's played to his strengths until that, till now almost. Yep. And that's the thing. It's we had Djukovic for all the years, and it's just like, well, if you're asking Djukovic, and the same with Moore, to bring the ball down on his chest, interchange with play and pass. Well, no, that's not his game. You sling balls up in the air and ask him to sort of muscle defenders and bring others and flick ons. That's what his game is. That's the type of player.
Well, I want to ask this. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, don't be surprised because of the player that he is and the way that Parky sets his team up. Don't be surprised if the team starts to be built around Kiefer Moore, because he becomes that key player, and that's a danger, because sides at this level will go, right, well, that's what we need to do. We need to double mark him. We need to mess him up, because as soon as we get him out of the game, then the rest of Wrexham's play falls apart. That's the danger, and that's my worry with Parky. Parky has a tendency to fixate on one plan and only go with the second plan if he's really in the poo, like going to the diamond midfield that he has done a couple of occasions. Apart from that, he goes on the let's go wings to Kiefer, or let's go long ball to Kiefer, but everything goes through Kiefer, and that's my fear, because if he is injured like he is now, or if the opposition goes, right, well, we just need to target him, then they'll take him out of the game, and the rest of Wrexham's plan may fall apart.
I was going to ask you about this too. I say, now it's going to be Windass. Why did he start Windass, and why did he start Ward? Before we do that, I want to ask around the horn. Aaron is over too. Steve Barton's going to bed. Short John $50.
I don't think $5 million is going to be enough, Steve, unless you got that in the bank.
I'm telling you, this is what we need to do, John. We haven't talked about this. Our bet needs to be, you've got to buy a Wrexham jersey, or I've got to buy a Blues jersey and wear it for a week on the shows.
A week, a month. Steve Barton just bought you both a shirt.
Or how about this? The rest of the season from whenever that coach gets fired.
Oh.
You up for that?
Don't do it, John.
Do it.
Steve Barton, on that, which jersey do you want him to buy? And thank you, the fucking legend of this my friend.
Thanks, Steve.
Fucking legend.
Thanks, Steve.
What color, Steve Barton? What color? Jesus Christ. By the way, come on for like 2 seconds and tell us what color. Yeah, I know you're awake still. Thank you, Steve Barton. We are not, sorry. Let me just say it. None of that. We are not lost on that. We really appreciate it.
No, not
yeah,
so.
Steve,
Not
you're
so.
amazing.
Thank you. On that bombshell, why is he starting Ward? And I know we're getting heavy Wrexham, which is fine, whatever. Why is he starting Ward over AO?
He knew how much pressure the game was going to be yesterday, so he wanted proven players who have played at this level in this type of pressure cooker. And you've also got to remember that Danny Ward and new centre back whose name I can't remember because I always get it the wrong way around.
Cody.
Thank you. I always call him, for some reason I call him Cody Connor. I don't know why.
It still works. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's still, absolutely, yeah, right. And I wasn't lost as well, John, because I was watching him a lot, and you're absolutely right. He can't run for fucking toffee.
I know he can't.
No, he can't. He's great. He's brilliant. He's brilliant, but he's a sweeper. He doesn't run anywhere. He's a sweeper. Ward and Connor Cody, of course, played together at Leicester. Is it Leicester?
Yeah.
So they already communicate. They already are on the same wavelength. They've already been in this position, right? You're going to put up front two incredibly experienced players like Windass and Moore, again, who have both played at this level. And you've got Chris O'Brien, who's played the level above. So what you've got there is a beautiful spine right down the middle of 5 players who have all played at this level or above, right? And then what you've got then is you've got the fringe guys from our existing team who kind of try to hold everything together and play off that spine. That's why he did it. He did it because he knew that there was going to be pressure. You'll see a completely changed side on Tuesday because the cup doesn't really matter. It's Hull, who I was surprised by against Coventry. I have to be honest. Mm-hmm. I was surprised by. I thought Coventry would give him a biff on the nose, but actually they stood their own. So I think they'll make changes as well though on Tuesday. I think they'll make mass changes as well. So I think you'll find 2 completely different sides on Tuesday. So Okonkwo will be back in. Don't be surprised if you don't see O'Connell in the centre on Tuesday.
Yes, yes.
I really would. He will probably start with Smith to give him some more minutes.
Yeah.
and it might be like Smith and Hardy. Even if Kiefer Moore only had a niggle, he wouldn't put him in on Tuesday anyway. So
how much
that's not going to happen.
AO's nose is out of joint?
He's a professional footballer. I know he's a young footballer, but he knows this is how it goes. It's a team game, right? You can't be a professional footballer and go, it's all about me. Yes, I know there are some. Ronaldo, I'm looking at you, you prick. Well, he is. He's an absolute knobhead. He really is. It's all about me. The professional footballers, they also know, right, okay, it's there for the team as well. And Arthur will be very, very aware of that. And Parky would have sat him down, and Aidan would have sat him down and said, listen, we're doing this, and this is the reason why, and blah, 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 blah. He would have explained it to him. Arthur's come from Arsenal. He knows what the score is. He's not stupid. So, and to be fair, I think it was the right decision. I think Ward didn't do very much wrong for me. I think he did what he needed to do. Free kick was stunning, absolutely stunning. I blame the wall. The wall should have at least jumped. I don't think he would have stopped it, but the wall just stood there. If you look at them, they just literally planted their feet and didn't move at all. What's the point in having a wall then? Because you know how that free kick's going to come. It's either going to come over the wall in that way, or it's going to come straight into that corner in the top corner and try and beat the keeper stretching out. That's where they're going to go. Or they're going to play it around the box. Well, you could see the way he was setting up, he wasn't going to do that. He's going straight for target. So the wall is there to basically stop it going through. So you've got to add a little bit of height. Don't get me wrong.
He was 3 yards, maybe a yard where he should have been for sure on that wall.
Well, again, I think I think because obviously he doesn't know. You've got to remember this is the first start in the season. He doesn't know the players very well, so he doesn't. It's not that he doesn't trust them, but he's not quite sure. So he's trying to hedge his bets. But let's not take anything away. That free kick was
beauty. Oh, it was beautiful.
It's too pacey.
Yeah. Very, very, very few, if any, defenses would have been able to keep that.
I think I said this is Beckham-esque territory. That's what I said before he kicked it, because I knew he was going to put it in. I just had a feeling. You're right. I just said this is Beckham-esque territory, Argentina. That's how far it was, and it was like he did it. He fucking put it inside net. Yeah, put it inside net.
I'm not going to argue with you. Beckham was a master at the set piece, and you just can't argue with that. And then the thing is, I could see a lot of the people around me could see that second goal was coming, because we were creaking and we were falling further and further back. We were at times they were moving the ball much faster than we were thinking, and we were playing catch up, and that was creating spaces. But in the end, they pretty much bundle it in because because they were in panic mode. But it was funny, and I know people have commented on it. You would think they'd just beat Real Madrid, because I'm literally standing. So I am on the edge of the away zone, right, and then there is a tiny corridor buffer next to me over here with a steward, and then it's Southampton fans. So I'm going to say 10 foot. They're 10 foot away from me. Right, I'm a 56-year-old fat balding guy, right, who is fairly timid. Yes, I can look aggressive.
You're not that bald. You have a moment.
Oh, I am, mate. You just can't see it. I may act aggressive, but I am not aggressive in the slightest. I'm the first one to try and talk my way out of a fight. Don't get me wrong. I had teenagers lining up there, all giving me the big, yeah, you fucking I'm gonna get you, your shit, we're 2-1, yeah. And I'm just looking at them going, you do realise who you've just beaten, don't you? We were in the National League, and I'm just looking at them smiling, and they're getting proper wound up by this big fat 56-year-old guy. Hilarious. I mean, it was. I understand, because they were relieved that they'd not embarrassed themselves.
Relieved is the
but
word.
you would have. It was embarrassing for me. It really was embarrassing for me, and I would imagine if by some fluke Ipswich had done the same to you, Birmingham, I would imagine they'd have done the same. Except I think because they're away, it would have been less. But you honestly thought they'd beat Real Madrid.
Ipswich celebrated like they won the World Cup when they drew.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I do have a slight sympathy for it. If you draw or win a game in the final minutes of any game, it's hard not to celebrate like you've just overcome the unthinkable. We've done it plenty of times. No matter who you play against, it's just that relief/elation that you've done it, isn't it?
But there's relief/elation, and there is over the top. The celebrations went on for 5-10 minutes after the final whistle.
Doesn't
with
matter.
All the individual players going up to their fans doing the mulling, way, and going round and doing half a tour of the ground. And I'm thinking, I'm looking at them going, well, if you've won the cup, where is it? Why aren't you parading it around the ground? Because it looks like you have.
We got accused of that all last season. Like, Stevenage were like, why have you just celebrated? You've won the World Cup, blah blah blah. It's just like we win. That's what you do.
Listen, I remember Stevenage like you do, and I went there, and trust me, if you get out of there alive without any serious diseases, like you won the cup, so I'm not surprised they're celebrating. To be honest,
welcome to the podcast. This is
it doesn't matter. They're League One anyway, so it doesn't matter, does it? As I said in the chat, though, right. Just on a note, we're 17th. Swansea 21st. That makes us the best team in Wales. So
there you go.
That's that. And which one of you two at the top put Birmingham to win the league? Was it Aaron or was it?
No, I got them the furthest down. I have them 5th.
Okay.
It's Ken's got us the highest. Yeah.
I think Ken's on to a winner. Personally, I really do. I predicted Birmingham to come second. No, 3rd to win the playoffs. That's where I put you.
Champions elect. I have them. Champions elect.
3rd to win the playoffs.
Yeah, I've got us 3rd.
I think Aaron, what'd you put him, like 25th?
I got him 5th.
Yeah. So but I am, as a Wrexham fan, as long as for 50 years, I am massively proud with how we performed on Saturday. Yes, it wasn't a win, but nobody expected us to win. Most Wrexham fans you spoke to didn't expect us to win. What we didn't want to do was be embarrassed, and we weren't embarrassed.
No, we'll be fine.
We took the game to them at time. I think we put all our eggs in one basket for about 40 minutes, and then as I say, once they brought their subs on, that was it. We were really strong.
I'm gonna call him out. He said Macca's shot.
No, I didn't say it off camera. I said it on camera earlier.
Did you?
He is shot.
Yeah.
He's not a champion.
I thought I thought Macca struggled as soon as he came on.
He lost his head. I think he really, because of the atmosphere, because of the atmosphere, and obviously Parky had sent him on, and basically Parky had sent him on to basically like a closer in baseball, close the game, right? Don't do anything stupid. Do your job.
The goal, by the way. He fucking cost us a goal.
Guard that wing. Help out Brunt in that corner. Do your job. And what did he do? He went out like a 10-month-old puppy.
Yeah.
Pooed on the bed. And just totally lost his head. I mean, the tackle he gave a yellow card was ridiculous.
Well, he said 4 minutes. Who was responsible for the back post? Was that Long? Was that him? It was him.
I don't think it was him. I don't think it was him.
It was him.
No, I don't think so. I think it was more Longman, to be honest. But he didn't look. The thing is, Longman had a thigh strain apparently, so he wasn't playing 100% anyway. That's why he didn't start.
Why is he even bringing him on with it?
Well,
I'll be honest. I thought, like you said earlier, you had that spine of a side that have all played in this league before. I thought it was your tried and tested League One, players, long-standing players that cost you. I thought Longman, who came on, and Macca when he came on, I thought instantly they just went for you out wide because they just knew you weren't strong there. Yeah. I think it was within 2 minutes, was it? I think it was Longman got caught ball watching, and then the ball just sailed right over his head to their left wing back. And I just thought you've got to be more switched on than this. And but Macca was prime example.
He should have run on earlier. Than to get into the game.
But the thing is with Macca, you could see he came on and their winger stitched him up within like the first 10 seconds. Just basically went past him like he wasn't there, and you could tell that pissed him off. Straight away, it just pissed him off.
He lost his head. Yeah, he lost his head. He thought, well, okay, fine. If that's how you want to play it, I'll just smash into you. I won't bother playing football. I'll just play smash ball.
Smash it.
And that doesn't work at this level. You can't play like that at this level. You can play like that at the lower leagues because the refs will let you get away with it more, and the players that you're playing against are a lower level, so you can outwit them that way.
But he has played at this level though. He has put body in mind.
Not for a long time, and he's a lot older now. And I know you're saying he's the fittest guy in the league. I don't think he's the fittest guy in the league at all. I think he's fit for his age.
He's fit for the 35-year-old, yeah, for sure.
I remember,
but he's not the fit.
I remember McLean playing for Wigan when they got promoted to the Championship all these years ago, and he played left wing back for them on that day. And I think we had ex-Swansea winger, or I forget his name now, playing out there, crucified him. And we all sat there just went, how on earth have you come up to the Championship and your left wing back is James McLean? Because he just got killed the entire game. He got absolutely rinsed apart. And you just thought, you're not good enough. You know, he was many years ago good enough for this level. He's not anymore.
I only brought this up, by the way, because Ashton570, who is new to the chat, thank you very much for coming in. Where are you watching from? Who do you support? Wrexham signed Danny Ings, Katie D. Daly Scaler Dunn, or Richard Kone.
Easy for you to say.
Kone's gone, isn't he? Isn't Kone already gone?
He's off to Leicester. He's off to Leicester, apparently, isn't he?
Leicester, I think, yeah. Davis Keeler Dunn wouldn't suit our play. And I know there are Wrexham fans who say we should sign him, and obviously we've had him before. He wouldn't suit our play, and we wouldn't be able to afford Danny Ings. He would be very expensive. I
can say you don't need more in your retirement home, so stay away from that.
No. Yeah, absolutely.
Or just stay with Ryan Hardy, Windass, and Smith. I think Windass is going to be a star.
Stay with him. Ryan Hardy played well. He's not Paul Mullin. He sticks in that half and doesn't track back and doesn't do a lot back. He sits on. You can see he sits on the shoulder of the defense and will break.
Yeah,
that's what he does. That's his job. You know, that's how he scores his goals. That's how he nearly scored the goal. And if he'd scored that goal, and we'd have been 2-0 up, it would have been all over. Right. You'd have seen Southampton fans streaming like the fire alarms were going off because they were already so quiet for most of the game. They only woke up when that free kick went in. Then they suddenly realised, we might actually be able to win here.
Yeah, because
they're so used to losing and they're so used to seeing their team do the same thing in the Premiership. They were so quiet.
That was the Richard moment. Yep, Ashton from New Jersey.
Playing devil's
there you go. Sorry,
playing devil's advocate on that one. Hardy has to score.
He has to. Yeah, you're right.
You can't miss. You can't pass up chances like this in this division. You have to score. As good as the goalkeeper makes the save, he's got to give the keeper no chance.
So where I was sitting in line with the edge of the 18-yard box in the second half of the goal we were going towards. So I saw exactly Ryan Hardy beat the defence, go through. He's running through. He had the defender behind him, absolutely breathing on him. So he knew he had to take the shot, and he totally scuffed it. He scuffed the shot. So it didn't. It wasn't a huge amount of power. Don't get me wrong. It was on target, and yes, the keeper.
You saw the O'Brien one too. So did O'Brien get fouled? Is that a penalty or no?
No, wasn't a penalty.
I think O'Brien should have shot that ball quicker, though.
Yeah.
He should have got a shot off.
Yeah,
but there was a lot. There was a fair bit of that. Kiefer Moore getting injured is because he didn't pass the ball. He took it along the edge of the box and then decided he was going to shoot himself. What he should have done is 2 seconds earlier there were players open, and he should have passed the players who were open. But instead, he went for glory and paid the ultimate price.
Did it in the first half too, didn't he?
Right at the end of the first half, he should have crossed that ball. Absolutely, we had two players wide open.
And that would have been 2-0 before half time.
Yeah,
long way back.
Yeah. Again, should have done it much earlier. He took it too far. He thought, I'm going to shoot. Then realised, okay, the angle's getting too tight, and this defender's too tight on me, so I'll try and cross it. But by that point, the defender snuffed it out. Too late. So again, there needs to be. I think one of you guys said it earlier, and it's the one thing that Wrexham have to learn. They've got to play the ball quicker. They've got to think faster. They can't dwell on the ball like they did in League One, because the amount of times on Saturday we got caught out with players going, okay, I've got the ball, now I'm going to pass it over there. And by the time they've said that, the ball's gone.
Yeah.
Because Southampton are in and they've taken it away. So they've got to think quicker.
I agree. This one is probably more of a techie than anyone else, even for me. Is everyone here that's pretending to be a Wrexham fan forgotten when we first went to the AFL and what happened in our first game? Question mark. Patience. Everyone takes time to put the team together. That's more of a techie, I would say that, or probably an Aaron too as well for just tacticals and everything like that. So
no, I think everybody. Here's the thing. I don't necessarily agree that anybody's being too over the top. I think we're just pointing out the issues that we had. But I don't think any of us thought we played poorly.
No, I didn't.
You know what I mean?
All we're doing is pointing out where we think we need to improve over the season. If it would have been a perfect game, we wouldn't have lost.
Yeah,
no. we would have defended the ball and we'd have won 1-0.
We could have easily.
The penalty was a penalty. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. It wasn't if it was like a dodgy penalty. It was an absolute nailed-on penalty. But again, that's what Kiefer Moore's good at.
Yeah.
You know, he knows that if I get in there, somebody's got to be really physical with me to get the ball off me when I'm running at pace towards the goal. So, you know.
Yeah. Nobody's
the proof in the pudding is going to be not this match, but match number 10 or match number 15 or match number 20. This is just the start. As I say, as a Wrexham fan, I'm just glad we weren't embarrassed, which we weren't.
Yeah.
There is a lot to be hopeful about. What's important now is how we play on Tuesday. And then, which for me is the key one, is how we play against the Baggies on Saturday. Because we're going to be at home. So it's a home match. And everybody's going to be expecting us to, we're at home, so we're going to win. Right?
We got to
show Baggies, as John will back me up, the West Brom are a good side, a very good side, and a very established side. And I know that's hard for you to say, John, because they're the Baggies. I get that. But they're a very established side at this level. They're not going to roll over. They're not going to roll over. They are going to be tough. And we've had tough sides come to us. You know, when Birmingham came to us. When Charlton came to us. Yes, we dispatched Charlton, and yes, we managed to hold off Birmingham. But it was no walk in the park. It was tough. This is going to be another level. So it's what I want to see is how we react at home against a team like West Brom. And actually, after watching today, and everybody, because I was thinking, okay, we got West Brom, then we got Sheffield Wednesday. Okay, well, Sheffield Wednesday, that should be a little, because they've only got 15 players. After what I've seen today, they're going to be even tougher because they're out to prove a point. You know, they're basically out to prove a point because everybody has sent them down, and so they're going to go.
For me, I was actually really happy with the game. You know what I mean? Like I'm actually more excited about the season because I was a little nervous. I wasn't sure how we were going to do this season. And so to see the way we played and see what we're capable of, because we could have been 2 or 3-0 up in the first half. We had opportunities. You know what I mean? It could have been that way. And don't get me wrong, they had opportunities too that they didn't take. But we had good opportunities in that first half and even in the second half that we could put that game away. I actually feel really good. I feel really confident coming out of that game. Like I was perfectly happy. It was obviously disappointed the way it turned out, but not because I didn't think we didn't play well, just because we'd led the whole game. You know what I mean? We were out front the whole game, and then to lose it at the end. I
think our depth is the problem. I think when Windass went off, when Kiefer went off, then that's the difference between us and let's say a Southampton or even Birmingham City, who you guys have depth. I think our depth is the problem. And I actually think we need another defender. I think Brunt and Max. I think Max isn't quite there. I said Max isn't quite there. I think Max isn't there. I think he's great, but I don't think Max is there yet. I would rather have someone come in like Danny Ward in that right center half position. I would rather have somebody come rather than Max.
It's just tough to judge him against a Southampton.
Absolutely. On one game, Josh, on one game against a team who drew against Man City less than 3 or 4 months ago.
That's the level. Do you want to? He fucking sat AO. I'm just saying, that's the level.
But if he's still looking dodgy against, like, say, West Brom and Preston, then yeah, totally. But if he plays to a certain level, which against Southampton looks a bit iffy, but at that level, maybe against West Brom he looks like a solid Championship defender. I mean, that's the key for both our sides this coming weekend. Forget the cup; no one gives a shit about that. We all want out of it. The key for Saturday, you've got obviously West Brom at home, we've got Blackburn away. The key for both of us is, can we replicate the levels of performance and that level that we show, or was it the adrenaline because it was opening season back in the league, or all those things? The key is now is we've got to go and do that again, and you cannot let your levels drop, because if either of us let our levels drop on Saturday, we'll get thumped in the nose and lose.
Yeah. The one thing I real quick for the sub before we move on, the subs came on. The subs, I think we all agree, were the difference in that game. Yeah, they brought massively. On 40. They spent 49 million on their subs that came in. We spent 3.4 million.
I will say with their subs though, he brought on players that should have started.
Yeah, right. Well, and that's the difference though.
Cameron Archer is probably one of the best strikers in this division. So he's on the bench.
How do you not start Fernandes? How do you not start him?
Yeah.
I don't get it, because I watched him for the time he was on, and I just thought, how have you not started him? Are you worried that he's going to get injured and you can't sell him? Because that's what's going to happen. He's Premiership.
He's 30 million.
He's going.
He's gone. 30 million pound player. Right away.
Yeah, he's gone.
Sorry, John. Stephen disagrees with me. We can't compare how someone looked the first game of a year and against a team at Southampton. Well, Stephen, I'll say this: we're at this level. So we need Max to be at the level right now. We can't have him we hope that he can develop into that player. We want to win now. I love what Max has done. Max was in player of the season, one of the players of the season last year, but we can't hope he gets to that level. I want to win now, and if that means sacrificing Max's development a little bit, I think we need to bring someone in that we can better than.
I can't agree with that, Josh. Cleworth has come up from National League, and every time he's been asked of something going up the leagues, he's always improved.
I'm just saying.
All right, we don't know what he's going to be like at this level, apart from what we've seen on Saturday, right?
Yes.
But what you're saying is that you would take him out and you would put an O'Connell or a Scar in there in his place?
No, I would get a player.
Those are the only options, aren't they? Aren't they really?
So then it is Max, right? But we did drop AO for Ward. I'm saying at a level of somebody kind of coded him in for Scar and O'Connell.
That's very different, because AO has come from Arsenal. He's already come from an upper level, but he's never played individually at those levels. However, his progression, if you like, has already been around this area. Max has started at the very bottom and he's working his way up.
For a personal player, then go and put someone that can actually replace him.
I just think, Parky made the right decision by putting someone like Ward in. It doesn't mean that Ward is going to be the number one for the rest of the season, although I think from the display on Saturday, Arthur will have to fight hard to maintain his number one position, because you've seen him in pre-season, and, he's not blown the lid off the pan, has he? He's been a little bit not quite so sure. And he's so young, Josh. I am so young.
All right, I'm not picking on Max, but I'm just going to try to put this. Okay, out of the three defenders that played on, so it was Brunt, it was Cody, and it was Max. Who's the weakest defender out of the three?
Hang on a second, right? How are you defining weakest? Do you mean who's not played at this level?
Who would you not play at this level?
Well, it's not how I don't understand. You have to play all of them at this level, because those are the only players we have.
If you
would I take Max out and put O'Connell in, or put Scar in, because they've both played at this level? No. Okay. Because Max has played in that position for the last 3 or 4 seasons and has done well enough for us to get 3 promotions. Plus being our second highest goal scorer last year. Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing, because obviously that means we can't score when a defender like that is that level.
Here's a question then.
Yeah.
Would you take Max out and bring in Jack Robinson, that you're rumored to sign from Sheffield United?
See, that's what I'm saying. Do we want someone who's ready to go? I don't think Max looked ready to go. I think Brunt did. And I think Max's progression is great, but I thought he didn't. But it's one game. We're just kicking. We're kicking in time.
I know this division is cutthroat, but to judge somebody on one game against a very top side. In the no, I'm not saying you're an asshole.
No, I'm saying it.
John is. I can see he's nodding his head.
Time out. Let's clear this up. He is an asshole, but
yeah. I'm creating the conversation. I'm not trying to say like this.
No. I understand. I get it.
The thing is, to be fair to Josh, I said this before the season started. I wanted to see us, even after Cody signed, I wanted to see us bring in another player because I wasn't sure. Because they've come up from so far, Brunt and Max, we weren't sure if either one of them could play at the level. And so I wanted insurance that we had somebody that could, because I don't think Scar or O'Connell are the guy to take those spots. And I don't think O'Connor is either. I think I would like to see us bring another in, to even if it's just a challenge, just to push them, to challenge for that spot. Maybe not take the spot. I mean, obviously, I think we would all prefer Max and Brunt to play unbelievable this season and be worth $10 million a piece and be great defenders and just make that step up. But we just don't know if they can do that yet. I think, to Josh's point, Saturday in the one game, and obviously it's just the one game. I think
a small sentiment.
Right. It's hard. It's hard to judge it, but you can't judge a player on one game, especially with. But of the two, I think Brunt looked better Saturday. Personally, but I don't think Max looked necessarily bad either. So
you got to remember as well, though. Max managed to play his game and did a very, very good job with a yellow card for 3/4 of the game.
That's true.
So that was
22 minutes.
So that is in your mind when you're a defender, because you're thinking, if I make one slip now, I'm gone, I'm off.
Yeah.
And then Wrexham then are in really panic mode because suddenly they're going to have to reshuffle the pack. Yeah. So he's handling that bit as well. Obviously, if a player who is an established player at this level and plays in that position, of course Max's position would be under threat. Because does Parky think we need a player in that position? I don't know. Only Parky knows that bit.
The question is, John's point. John, you mentioned what's his name? Thompson. What's his name? Jack Robinson.
Jack Robinson from Sheffield. Yeah.
Sheffield. Right. I think now, if you look at the numbers, right? Sorry, I know, Johnny. We're getting like really heavy on Wrexham here. To the numbers now, we do not have a backup for Brunt, nor do we have backup for Max at this point right now. We really don't, because I think O'Connor's gonna go. Because last season everybody was going, we've got no strikers, we can't score any goals. The midfield is too weak, we can't provide any service to the strikers where we can't get any goals. So what he's done is he's front loaded. He's front loaded because that's the reason why 3/4 of last season he basically went from an attacking side to a defending side, because he was preparing, going, right, we need to be a bit more defensive, so let's shore up the defence now and try and make us difficult to beat, and then after that I will then go on to we're going to score one more goal than you, which is what we used to do. Now what he's done in the summer, he's gone the other way. He's front loaded us, tried to get more service and more threat up front. Obviously, on the thing of that, he's not thought about the back. I'm not picking on Max. I'm just like, is this
you Max hater?
I think
he is a Max hater completely.
I think the problem also is I don't think you'll look to replace Max anyway, because I think Robinson is not. He's a central of the three.
Absolutely.
Is he?
He's a younger Connor Cody.
Is he 31, 32?
Yeah, well, he's younger than Connor Cody, who's like 56. So, but he's an established. But the thing is with Robinson, he is not good on the ball. He's a head it, kick it, thug merchant as a defender. He's a horrible player to play against because he's nasty. But he's a middle of a three. He's not either side.
Mm-hmm.
How pleased are you with Stansfield on Friday? Because I thought he really came out of his shell on Friday, John. I thought he was a botherer and he was in their faces, and do you know what I mean? Because I felt he'd gone a bit quiet towards the end of last season. I know he was doing his thing, but he, I don't know if he's struggling or not. I don't know.
No, I think the thing is with there's a whole thing about Stansfield with the whole penalties things and everything, the prize tag and all that. The thing that people completely seem to forget is Stansfield played an entire season for us in the Championship. The season we got relegated.
1 second. Marie from SoCal, Josh the Max hater. Hold on 1 second. Really?
Yes. Come on, Josh. Come on, Maxie.
Yeah. She's right. Max hater.
I think
Look at him. He's only a little baby, and you're having a big picking on him, you bully.
He sold him to Shrewsbury already.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Exactly.
Terrible.
Well,
I love you.
well.
I love you. Oh man.
Anyway, John Stansfield.
Because
I really like him. When you signed him last year, I thought, oh, that's a player I really wanted.
But like I said, people forget he scored 12 goals in the Championship in a crap Birmingham side. I'll be honest, last season he struggled because he was the main man in the sense of teams just put 2 men on him. Every team.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And the thing is with Championship, he'll get more space because now we've got Furuhashi, we've got Tommy Doyle. You can't afford to just stick 2 men on Stansfield because you're going to leave one of those free. So he's going to get more room. I was a little disappointed he didn't score the 2 chances he had in the first half. He's better than that. But he will score goals at this level. He has scored goals at this level.
Absolutely.
And he is a Premiership player incoming. He's not ready quite yet, but in a year or two he'll be a Premiership.
Is he 22, 21?
He's 21, somewhere along there. He's
a
young.
So good because
does not play like a 21-year-old.
I know.
He's got such a older head on those shoulders.
What makes him
a player?
I don't see it. I watch him, but I don't. I'm like, he doesn't. I'm like, I don't see him as like a player. I'm like, oh shit, look at that, like Akabesi or something like that. I don't see him as like doing something. But I'm not saying he's bad. I don't see it.
It's his in-game intelligence, his runs, his touch. The one thing I've said it ever since I've been going to football with my dad. You can always tell top quality players, and it's going to sound daft, the way they strike a ball. You see them in the lineup, and you see players which just effortlessly strike a ball. They don't have to think about it. It's natural to them. He's one of them. We've got a few of them. Tomoki Iwata's another one. Damari Gray's another one. Just effortless. Either foot, just strike it. And it's one of those where you just think, those are the players which go up levels because they don't have to think about what they're doing. It just comes naturally. And he's one of those players.
Austin Trusty.
Trusty the process. Love Austin Trusty. Wonderful player. But never coming to the Championship, people, sadly. He's done the Championship. He's completed it.
I love it.
He's not. I actually think he's not getting a lot of game time in Celtic at the moment. But if he's gonna leave Celtic, Premier League club will pick him up because he proved he was decent enough in the Sheffield United side in the Premier League. So unless somebody's going to pay an absolute fortune like a Ipswich or a Southampton, he ain't coming to the Championship, people.
I was enjoying the British rail service yesterday, travelling back from Southampton. So I didn't get a chance to see the Sheffield United Bristol City game. So I've not seen it yet. What went wrong?
Bristol just scored every opportunity they had.
Is that all it was?
Everything.
Scott Twine scored an absolute worldy free kick as well.
Absolute blinder. Yeah.
But I'd tell you what it looked like, Tech. It looked like a Wilder side trying to play a new style that Sellers wanted them to play, and they just weren't comfortable doing it. That's kind of how it looked, where players weren't quite. It just didn't look. It looked quite disjointed, as all the 3 newly relegated clubs have all looked a little disjointed. So, I think the surprise was Bristol just took their chances.
And Twine.
Do you think it's a big problem for Sheffield United, or can they get out of the funk quite quick?
Well, they've got
there's a lot of pressure on them after going out in the playoff final like they did. There's a lot of pressure on them, and the fact that they threw Wilder out, which I think was a massive mistake for me.
Yeah.
And I know some people don't like Wilder. I actually think he's a really, really good manager, and I think that if they'd have left him in, I think they'd have been a much stronger prospect. But do you think they're going to get over this?
They wouldn't have lost 4-1 with Wilder in charge, that's for sure.
No.
The thing that worries me with Sheffield United, or not worries me, but the one concern I would have for them is defence. They've sold that Abin Hodzic, who was their best centre-back. He's gone to Feyenoord.
Where's the big unit? Where's the big guy?
He wasn't in the line. He wasn't even in the lineup. I don't know if he's injured or what.
Suter. Are you talking about
Suter?
Where's
Suter?
Yeah,
he's shit.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but he's not very good. He's a big bloke who just heads the ball. That's
that
what
guy
he does.
Ken's here. He'll fucking nail you.
I know, but Ken thinks like there's a few Australian players which are wonderful. But no, he's a jolly green giant. He's got the turning circle of the Ark Royal.
Oh,
But yeah, that's the worry I have with Sheffield is I think midfield they've got Gus Harmer, who's probably one of the best, if not the best player in the division. I think up front they've got plenty of guys that score goals. Obviously they've got our mate from the Villa out wide that they've got on loan. But I just think defensively they look short. They've got the best goalkeeper in the division without doubt, but the Cooper.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Over Ward?
Yes, over Ward.
Sure.
Listen, I am the biggest Welsh fan there is, right? And I love Danny Ward, but he's not the best keeper in this division. Not even close. Not even close.
But yeah, defensively, I think they look open, so you can score. I mean, we played them on Wednesday night with a TV game, so it'd be interesting to see how they look against us. But I think it will be two very changed sides, so it's probably not going to show us an awful lot.
Of the championship sides you've watched so far, who's been the most surprising, would you say? As in either good surprising or bad surprising?
Bristol were probably the most surprising on a good side. I didn't think they had that level of, shall we say, clinical edge to them.
Nice.
The surprising fact for me is all three newly relegated sides, Ipswich, Southampton and Leicester, I don't fear any of them.
No,
if you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have gone, yeah. And their squads, their squads are going to look very different by the end of the window. So let's not get ahead of ourselves.
They're going to be painted out. They're going to be ripped out. You know.
They're still going to spend 40, 50 million quid though, Josh. So.
And they're going to bed in as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Southampton we saw on Saturday is going to be nothing like the Southampton in 10 matches' time, because those players will gel and they will get quicker and they will get cleverer and they will get faster and they will get more gelled, and then you'll have to play even harder to reach the same level.
We get a 1 point away at Southampton. I even a win, it was a steal. We should have sold. We fucked it up, but it is what it is. Yeah, I agree with that too.
I think my overriding thing from this weekend is that. If we look at, the league is the league, it's used to it. There isn't any teams, I mean, even like Sheffield Wednesday, which I fully expect still to finish bottom, they're not going to be an easy rollover. There is no easy rollover in this league. There isn't like a group, like League One, you could probably put bottom half of the division and go, well, I tell you what, if we've got a pulse, we'll beat them. This league, you're going to have to fight for every minute of every game just to get 3 points, even if it's against, Preston's, your Oxfords, your Portsmouth. It's a slog, which is why it makes it the best league around.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely agree. Totally agree.
Like TalkSport 24 hours a day. How many shows do you do that? Like 4? What the fuck is going on here? Jesus Christ.
Hey, you're in charge of it. It's your fault.
It's my fault.
You bet better quality on here than you get in talk shite anyway. So
yeah, it's true. Yes, that's very, very true.
Well, get us out of here. We're doing 90 minutes. Aaron's got to go. I'm just going to go deal with his car. Techie, give us a shout out to your channel. What you got going on? When you dropping your shit?
Eat More Chips podcast will be out on Friday. Where we'll be reviewing.
What? I want to be on. Can I get on again? What the fuck?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah. If you want it.
What?
If you want to come on. Why would you want to come on?
We
talk shit. We know nothing. Why would you want to come on?
Because I know nothing.
I came on once and I was so bad he's never invited me on again.
Yeah, why have we not had John on? He talks a lot of shit.
You were on a special. You were on a special international Wrexham fan edition.
I was.
That's what you were on.
And I fucked it up because my fucking phone kept dropping up. Poor Techie probably had to spend 2 hours editing a 10-minute interview.
If it's any consolation, Aaron, you made more sense than you ever have. So it's all fine. It was fine.
You don't think they shoot movies like, oh, that's it, take one. They fucking edit it. Yeah.
We'll drop on Friday. We'll review the 2 games, Southampton and Hull, and we'll look forward to the Baggies on Saturday. And we're also going to talk as well. I think we're going to go through something you've already done, go through the squad and go, right, who do we need to get rid of? Who needs to go out the door now?
So many.
Don't ask Josh, he'll get rid of all of them.
Yeah,
I was going to say
Max
Clear driving that bus off the cliff with them all in it.
All right.
Oh, dear.
You know what he did a minute ago when John was talking about goalkeepers? He threw Danny Ward out there. That was just him trying to make up for the fact that he shit all over Max for 10 minutes.
Yeah, Danny Ward, the best goalkeeper in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all that was.
But Ashton saying we have 7 players are going to leave, and thanks. And I mean, honestly, this show was not. This is literally shoot the rehearsal show. We were literally shoot the rehearsal show.
This show happened because I fucked up. That's what
excellent.
Yeah.
Start as you mean to go on. That's the most important bit.
That's right.
On you go on. Listen, my life is an absolute shambles, so this is awesome fun. John, what are you doing this week? You have anything on this? Are you on any of the shows?
Nope. I only appear
on holiday.
I am still on holiday. Yeah. All week.
Oh, you lucky bugger.
I'm house renovating, so it's not really holiday.
Oh,
so,
no, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
we'll be doing that.
No.
I had to clear the loft this afternoon. That was not fun.
I've not looked in the loft. Don't speak to me. I'll leave that till after Christmas.
Save Max. Listen, you
Save
guys.
Max, here
we go on the show. We save Max. Oh, Jesus Christ! Here we go. Aaron, you have 4 shows this week? I'm sure.
I haven't. I've lost count.
I hope you're getting paid overtime, Aaron, for all this. Are you putting your timesheets in?
I need to. Somebody's.
Are you too busy wood welding?
Yeah, that too. Underwater wood welding.
Underwater wood welding. Well, make sure you get timesheets in. Make sure he pays you.
Yeah.
Pays you your money.
Patient. I will tell you this though. This is the 999th show.
They don't call him the Chancery of the podcast for nothing. Promises loads, won't pay you any money for it.
Wow. As I was just about to make an announcement. Wow.
We got Josh Seary. It's Josh Seary.
Aaron's planning a 10-minute protest on the next show.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. You're throwing loads of tennis balls at the computer, trying to stop play.
With a banner, Josh out.
Josh
out.
I'll put it in my background for the next one.
Yeah,
Josh.
definitely. Bravo. By the way, just what I remember, bravo to the Bury FC, basically saying to the Morecambe fans, come in for free. And Morecambe took a few buses down, and all the fans got together, and they were all singing, to get the chairman. And that's proper solidarity. That is proper solidarity. So well done to them, because Bury had been there. They were expelled from the EFL in 2019, and they've had to start again from the beginning. And they're basically saying, look, I know it looks bad now, but you can do this. You just need to get this arsehole out and get him out of your way, and then you run the club the way it should be run by the fans. Do you know what this is, right? So obviously my wife's a bit of a football nut. She's worked in football for years. She said to me in bed the other night, oh, by the way, I've spent some money. And I went, oh, okay, what have you done? She said, I bought a Morecambe shirt. I went, what? She said, yeah, I felt sorry for them. And it's going to the Supporters Trust. So I bought a Morecambe shirt.
And
I went, get one for me as well.
Yep.
I'll have one as well.
So you
because
didn't
brilliant.
You didn't say don't take it out of the packet. It'll be worth more once they go bump then.
Yeah, exactly. Leave the tags on. The tags on. It'll be worth more. No, but fair dues to Bury. Well done to them, and there should be more of that. And it was nice to see actually, because Sheffield Wednesday obviously had their protest. They came in 5 minutes after it all started, and as they came in, all the Leicester fans were applauding them and everything. I mean, fair dues.
That was brilliant. And Patty had it on the show today, which was fucking great, awesome. You got to support it. I think that's what's so good about football. You go anywhere, who do you support? That changes everything. Liz Jones says Leicester crowd.
Okay. So here's the example. So John, if Aston Villa were going out of business, would you buy an Aston Villa shirt to support them?
We would have a party.
And when Chester went bust, did I put any money in a bucket? Did I fuck? So there are limits.
You are asking the wrong person here, because there is a huge Birmingham Derby County beef. Well, I say beef, it's more on their side. From many years ago when they were fighting with the EFL and administration and all that, and they had like a nice little protest walk and they had all their banners, and they asked the Birmingham fans if we could all support them and have a little walk before the ground. So we proceeded to go into the ground, and when the match started, for about 20 minutes we all started chanting, we're having a party when Derby County die. Don't ask Birmingham fans for help. No one's helped us. We will not do it.
Wow.
There are limits, to be fair, but well done to Bury fans because nobody likes to see.
No.
Oh, I forgot to say, John, nice to see Jasper Carrott at the match on Friday as well. Massive fan of Jasper Carrott, I am, because his two best jokes used to be, "I've been a Birmingham City supporter for years. If they go any lower, they'll drop off the coupon." And we'll be in Europe next year if there's a war. I used to like that one. So.
He is recently come out and said that he's going to have to like sue Tom Wagner because he's ruined all his material if he carries on this the rise of Birmingham City.
Jasper Carrot's loaded, isn't he? Because his production company like ran like loads of quizzes and stuff, and he's got a fair few bob. So
I wouldn't be surprised if he's probably a small minority owner in Birmingham. It wouldn't surprise me.
So guys at the top, sorry. So Jasper Carrot is a well-known British comedian, stand-up comedian who he's more kind of 70s, 80s, and a bit of 90s. He was on telly doing kind of funny. I put my phone in my pocket and I pulled it out and it said, "Aaron has been reported accident. I promise."
The hell did I do?
Reported to who? Yeah. Reported to who?
What is this?
Who did I get reported to?
What?
So yeah, Jasper Carrot is basically a comedian, but he's a massive blues fan, and he would put it in his act. He'd put jokes about Birmingham in his act, and as John said, the fact that they're successful now is probably ruining half his jokes. So yeah, but I'm a massive fan of Jasper Carrot. I met him a couple of times when he used to work in theatres and he used to do comedy nights. Lovely bloke. We used to talk about football all the time. Used to talk about football all the time. Really, really nice bloke, and very, very funny. I find him hilarious, but I'm old and weird, so I don't know whether that says about me.
You're not fucking weird. You have a podcast. You're a good dude.
Oh, I am. I'm exceptionally weird.
Chris,
come on! I go in my hot tub at 2:00 in the morning. I'm weird.
Hey, it's legendary. By the way, Chris Phillips, thank you very much for the super chat at $4.99.
Thanks, Chris.
And sorry, man, I have no idea. Anne likes. She might like Max. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Anne likes Max. A lot of people like Max, Josh, except you.
Except for me. And this is cheeky word. All the ladies. I'm not.
That's true.
It's over. It's gonna be bad.
There's a reason why I'm so big. I am to the max.
You are 6 to midnight. All right, let's get fucking out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Get out of here before I get reported again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true. Oh my god.
I'm scared. Like, do we report me to ICE or what's happening?
Oh, you can get deported.
Are you
actually a Mexican and we didn't know about it, Aaron? Is that what it is?
I don't think so.
You're just going to see him disappear in a minute. Somebody's going to drag him out.
When you grab, you just see arms.
Yeah. All right.
Off the screen.
Thank y'all for coming in. And I'm going to do this real quick, though. Here you go.
And on that incredibly sexy bombshell,